kicking off in the next 8 to 9 minutes. 5-year start tonight here in Stoke City. Plenty of noise from the teams come out. They've been running onto the tunnel in a couple of minutes. We'll bring them out to the pitch, run through the two team lineups for you. Just a little bit of housekeeping. You can't play in the stadium. There's no venue in the stadium, but you can go outside for a vape. You go back in the concourse, the doors are open for you to have a vape. There are refreshments available to kiosk in the concourse as well during the game. Hope you enjoy the match as well. So let's cheering a big round of applause and a big scream and a shout as well when your team comes out onto the pitch here for the under-18 Men's Super League National Final at Old Park. Hartpury College versus Cardinal Newman School.
Hello and welcome to Stoke City FC for our live coverage of the ESFA Under-18 Men's Super League National Final between Hartpury College and Cardinal Newman School. Well, it really has been an excellent week of schools football finals here so far, and this one promises to be just as exciting. And we know as well that we will have a new name on the trophy this evening. Will last year's runners-up Hartpury put things right today, or can Cardinal Newman School go all the way, despite this being the first time that they progressed past the group stage? Well, here come the teams then to line up in front of the spectators here at Stoke. It's Hartpury College in the red and Cardinal Newman in their white and green shirts. Players are just going to go through their pre-match handshakes. They were led out by our match officials today. Mark Riley is the referee. His assistants Andy Biggin and Kyle Rowlands. On what it goes without saying is a really big occasion for these two sets of players. I'll take you through how the two teams line up now, starting with Hartpury College and their goalkeeper Ryan Smallwood. Then outfield they have Joshua Roddy, Charlie Matthews, who's the captain of this Hartpury team, Hayden Evans, Sam Kelly, Dylan John, Morgan Ewing, Alex Knight, Orion Reid, Ethan Vaughan and Harry McKenzie. Spencer Hamilton is in charge of Hartpury. Hartpury number 9, Orion Reid, certainly one to look out for. He's their top goal scorer with 6 goals en route to the final today. Expect him to be leading the line. So here's the Cardinal Newman School team. Sonny Lucas in goal, Charlie Bonwit-Adams, Regan Davis, Sam Forbes-Parker, Henry York-Johnson, Kobe Farrell, Tom Sakiri, Jake King, Josiah Kalisharan, Joe Overy, and the captain Theo Marion. Jay Lovett is the manager of Cardinal Newman. Take you through the substitutes for both sides as well, as you can see there on the left. Those to be called upon in reserve for Hartpury: Fisayo Adeogun, Luke Jones, Cian Davies, Brian Stalley, and Jamie Creed. The subs for Cardinal Newman on the right there: Greg Coleman, Charlie Clayton, George Rawlingson, and Ollie Dada. It's been a long, hard season for both of these two teams. They've played plenty of games en route to the Men's Super League final here today, but it all culminates in this. Hopefully we'll have an excellent 90 minutes to bring to you. Cardinal Newman, I mentioned it's the first time that they, as an under-18 side, have been past the group stage. Well, they did knock out last year's champions in Barking Abbey School. They were beaten 1-0 by Cardinal Newman in the quarter-finals of this year's competition. Two captains there together with our match officials in the centre circle. Theo Morgan with the captain's armband on for Cardinal Newman. And the skipper for Hartpury, Charlie Matthews. Hartpury, who beat AFC Sudbury 3-2. Narrow victory in the semi-final, but it was a much more comfortable quarter-final win for them against Ackworth School. They won 6-1 to reach the semi-final before narrowly getting past Sudbury. But two teams who look well matched on paper. Both sides have conceded 10 goals en route to the final. Cardinal Newman scoring 23, Hartpury scoring 25. So as I say, very well matched on paper. The game isn't played on paper, it's played out there on the lush green grass. Excellent playing surface for this game today. And what a venue it is. Here at the home of Championship side Stoke City. Stoke, who ensured that they will be playing second-tier English football again on the final day of the Championship season. We're just about ready to get underway. Alex Knight, the Hartpury number 8, stands over the ball. Referee just making sure that all's in order, and we will be ready to get underway. Hartpury playing from right to left as we look at things in this first period. Cardinal Newman attacking the goal to the right. So we are underway. Early header out of play there for Kobe Farrell, the number 6 for Cardinal Newman School. Farrell with the possession again there. He's one of 8 players who have also featured for Sussex under-18s this season, as Cardinal Newman come forward on the attack here early on. Theo Morgan, the skipper, takes it towards the byline, drills it across. It was a good ball in there as well. And an early opportunity for Cardinal Newman, and certainly a scare on the Hartpury goal. Great play from the skipper Morgan. Went down the outside. It was a fierce delivery, was begging for somebody to meet it in the centre. Last-ditch defending in the end to turn it away from goal. As you see on the replay, great skill with the step over to begin with. Got past Matthews like he wasn't there. And so it does lead to the game's first corner very early on. Just a slight stoppage at the moment. One of the Cardinal Newman players just being seen to on this near side by the physio. I think they need to stop the bleeding there for Tom Secchieri. So temporarily down to 10 players. No, I say that, they've made an early switch. Greg Coleman, the number 12, coming on for the time being. As the corner swung in there, the goalkeeper's down. The referee didn't stop it. He was asking for a foul there, Ryan Smallwood. Bounced all the way through at the back post and wide. It's a dangerous game to play as a goalkeeper going to ground like that. Granted, they usually get the decision on the majority of occasions, but not all the time. Good high pressure there from Josiah Kalisharan. Looking to set the tone early on of the intensity of the game. Here's a replay of that. The goalkeeper went to ground, and like I say, it could have been far more problematic at Hartpury's back post had anybody in those white and green shirts got there. So still being seen to is Secchieri, and I'm sure we'll see him reintroduced shortly. The throw-in is for Cardinal Newman. 3 minutes played, it's they who have been on top so far. Throw-in taken from the right back position, forward down the line, looking for Kalisharan. Header flicked on well there by Orion Reid, the man who I mentioned is the Hartpury top goal scorer in this year's competition. First involvement in the game for him. Kalisharan again pressing high and pressing hard onto Dylan John. Looks lively, doesn't he? From the off here, the Cardinal Newman striker leading the line, the number 19, and I think they are going to make this substitution once again. So he's got a new shirt on, but that is Tom Secchieri, who started the game as number 7, but they've stopped the bleeding, and in doing so had to change his shirt number, so number 7 becomes number 18. For Cardinal Newman, and Secchieri back onto the field. It's the beauty of the roll-on, roll-off substitutes that are available to the two team managers to use, of course. That's the free kick there given just over the halfway line for Hartpury, foul by Jake King. Hartpury take it short just as they look to get their foot on the ball and enjoy a spell of possession. Smash clear, out of play by Regan Davis, operating in the left back role for Cardinal Newman today. Those there on the Hartpury bench as well. Spencer Hamilton, assisted by Ian Richardson and Phil Clark. The coaching department in the dugout, as it looks as though this throw-in may go long to the Cardinal Newman penalty area. Indeed it does. Launched in there, not dealt with to begin with, but then Davis was able to clear. Decent distance on the clearance away as well, and Cardinal Newman will now look to turn that into some sort of a counter-attack. Morgan under pressure from Matthews, and too much pressure from behind in the eyes of the referee, so free kick which they've taken quickly. York Johnson trying to play the diagonal to find Secchieri, but alert there was Smallwood, and out to the edge of his penalty area to gather. Bouncing ball in midfield, Secchieri gets to it. Sideways header then to begin with from John, and then forward it went from Matthews. Bouncing ball, head tennis at the moment, momentarily, but it's brought down now for Theo Morgan, and we've already seen how dangerous he can be down that right wing. Opted to play back that time. There's an opportunity maybe for Callus Sharon, tried to set it back for Joe Overy. Overy goes to ground, no foul given. Referee felt that the challenge was fair. Sam Forbes-Parker turns the ball home to goalkeeper Sonny Lucas. 7 minutes played, 0-0. Cardinal Newman with the lion's share of possession so far. Forbes-Parker out to Davis. Davis goes down the line here for Sekieri. Will try to take on Roddy. Just about did enough there, Josh Roddy, the Hartpury right back, to disrupt the progress of the Cardinal Newman attack as it bounced through to the keeper. Again, Lively looking to come away at the other end. There might be an opportunity here for Hartpury, but excellent keeping from Sonny Lucas. Morgan Ewing was the closest red shirt to it. Just goes to show again the lightning fast pace that this game at times has been played at so far. Half chance at one end, and immediately Hartpury's first thought was to turn defence into attack as quickly as possible. Lucas called upon in a goalkeeping regard for the first time today. Matthews goes infield. Good challenge then though for Cardinal Newman to win the ball back. Just ran himself into a little bit of a blind alley there though, Overy, and he's lost possession to Matthews. Matthews with the delivery from deep. Similar to the cross which he opted for in the moments prior as well, actually. McKenzie tries to go around the outside. His cross was blocked on its way through though, and the ricochet took all the pace off the delivery. Very open game, isn't it? Plenty of red shirts there ahead of the line of the ball. Certainly seems a game which attacks are on top rather than defences so far, but no real clear-cut opportunities for either team. Sekieri cuts it side onto his right foot, and that's bread and butter work for Smallwood in the Hartpury goal. Forbes-Parker did keep it in play as he sent it down the line. So we'll show you a replay of the previous chance for Hartpury, and well, it was a little bit risky jumping in like that in the penalty area in particular from goalkeeper Sonny Lucas, but he timed it well. Got to the ball and intervened as was necessary for his Cardinal Newman side. Lucas that time left-footed, sending it forward first time, but only directly out of play. So Hartpury just beginning to enjoy a better spell in the game, having been under pressure in the first few minutes. Game's settled into a more even pattern now. No foul on Reed. Quickly got back to his feet though, and in doing so was able to keep possession. Asking for a corner, did it take a little nick on its way through? Certainly what Hartpury were asking for, but just a goal kick given. Really good watch this game so far. You'd certainly expect the pace of things to have to settle down at some point, but great tempo to the game, the opening exchanges. So long it goes from Lucas, direct from the goal kick. Breaks in midfield for McKenzie. Runs through as well too, Harry McKenzie. Drives into the penalty area, but it was a tame effort. It just rolled through comfortably for Lucas. Good play though from the Hartpury number 11. Looks lively, doesn't he? Out here on this near left wing. Both sides with a couple of half chances like that and comfortable saves for either goalkeeper. Throw again goes down the line, forward from Davis. Smallwood tries to play the clipped pass out to Mackenzie, but it was slightly misplaced. Cardinal Newman throw-in, taken by Bonwick Adams. That's clever as it runs through for Joe Overy. Wants to keep it on his right foot now, finds Secchieri, but the offside flag goes up. First offside call of the game today. Secchieri just a little over-eager to make the run in behind. The flag was raised. Nice to begin with from the throw-in. Overy. Tight call, wasn't it? Probably just about in behind the line of the last defender. Corner given that time. Good work from Henry York-Johnson. Winning the set play here for Cardinal Newman. Still just with a man down at the moment here. Cardinal Newman, but getting back to his feet is Regan Davis. So the corner's been taken by the skipper Matthews, who swings it in there. Oh, it's still in there to score! Well, it wasn't dealt with and turned home from close range. Harry Mackenzie got the final touch, and Hartpury, inside the opening quarter of an hour, have their noses in front. 1-0. Bit of a calamity from a defensive point of view, and not one which goalkeeper Lucas will want to see back. Didn't deal with it, did they? The Cardinal Newman defence. Great delivery from Matthews. But that palm down was right into the danger area. Two of them went in for it, Mackenzie and Morgan Ewing. It was Mackenzie taking the congratulations from his teammates and wrapping up the celebrations. Either way, Hartpury ahead. It did come at a time when you feel they just began to settle into the contest as well, after the bright start from Cardinal Newman. But winning their first corner, and they've very much made it count. That's a nerve-settling goal for any which may have remained after the game's first stanza as well. Look at that, well celebrated by the coaching team of Hartpury College on the bench as well. Here's Vaughan. Tried again to win another corner, I think, but directly out for the goal kick. Cardinal Newman needing to respond. And in doing so, it's imperative for them as well that they just see out this evident spell of pressure from Hartpury. Don't want to concede another goal in quick succession, goes without saying. Headed forward initially out of the penalty area, and the throw-in is for Cardinal Newman. Would have been difficult to say which of the two team managers would have been the happier prior to that goal going in, but of course Hartpury getting themselves ahead very much means that they're in the driving seat. Last won in under 18 English Schools of A competition back in 2019, pre-pandemic. Won 5-0 that day. A long way to go if they're going to match that scoreline, but they've started very well. Secchieri, well challenged there by Roddy. He looks an astute defender over in the right back role, and again, burst of speed, the acceleration that time to get to the ball ahead of Secchieri. He's done well in the aftermath too. And then the free kick given Hartpury's way. So Smallwood to step out of his penalty area to send this free kick long. Little push in the back, and it was too much of a push in the back. Two hands. It's the free kick. Bit of a silly one to give away, really, from a defensive point of view, particularly that, given that the Hartpury goal came from the set piece corner rather than the free kick, but nonetheless it's another dead ball situation that Cardinal Newman will have to try and defend against here. It does look likely to be a direct delivery into the penalty area again. So it's going to be taken left-footed. Well headed out that time by Sharon. Secchieri tries to help it on its way with a clearance. Well kept in play by Josiah Sharon, was it? No, thought it was to begin with, but referee's assistant had the flag up. Pleading his case there. The Cardinal Newman striker. It's a great touch, but just adjudged to have crossed the line. "19 minutes on the clock. Hartpury, a goal to the good and in search of a second here with this long throw-in. Again, it's not particularly convincingly dealt with, but that time they were able to get it clear towards the halfway line. Sharon finding Morgan, and this is promising now for Cardinal Newman. Morgan could do with some support though, and that support wasn't really arriving quickly enough. Maybe just didn't quite get his head up there, Morgan, and see that there were no real white and green shirts waiting for a delivery in the centre. Nonetheless, another example of the threat that he possesses and the questions that he can ask of the Hartpury defence, though, down this right wing. And they do here have a corner for themselves. To be taken in front of the Caldwell construction stand. The goal in front of which Hartpury defending here. Jake King to take it, but not before the referees had a word with a player from either side. Just laying down the law there with Hayden Evans and Henry York Johnson. Just a word of warning and saying that he'll be watching as the corner's delivered. So King to take it now. Two hands in the air was the signal. Whips it into a central area. Well met in the air by a Hartpury defender. King sends it back into the danger zone again. The referee's going to stop play. Player down with a head injury. And Hartpury felt that they were away on the counter-attack, but of course the right decision to take the necessary precaution of stopping proceedings to see to Sam Forbes Parker, who was down holding his head. He's okay now and back to his feet, but difficult to see what happened to him. Just a collision there with Josh Roddy, I think, in the centre as the initial ball was headed away. Forward here to Vaughan. Force wide. Uses Roddy as the support option. Roddy's done tremendously well and will go for goal as well. Not afraid to pull the trigger despite the distance from which that shot was taken from. Always rising, but good play once again from the Hartpury right back. Had a couple of bites at it, didn't he, Tom Zacchieri, but wasn't able to throw the ball away from Roddy. He seems to have the better of his opposite number for pace so far. Saw him get to the ball at the other end quicker than Zacchieri as well. King plays back to Lucas. Past the midway point off this first half. Hartpury a goal to the good. Again, just not quite getting the rub of the green or the bounce of the ball on the far side, is he at the moment, Zacchieri? That time, throw in Hartpury's. Davis up to Sharon. High into the sky as the sun beaming down as well. Had to be dealt with by the players going up for that aerial duel in midfield too. Mackenzie. Forward now to Ethan Vaughan. Number 10 just drifting wide left. Gets the cross into the penalty area, but it was slightly overcooked. Now Ewing. Back it goes to Roddy again, deep delivery. Mackenzie couldn't quite keep hold of possession, and then Theo Morgan felt the contact and went to ground to win the free kick. Definitely seems as though Hartpury want to get the ball delivered into the Cardinal Newman penalty area at every such opportunity. When they have it in those wide positions. Saw Matthews deliver from deep on the left wing, and Roddy on a couple of occasions from deep on the right, as well as the occasions where the wingers have got round the outside. Unforced error as Matthews' throw-in wasn't quite returned to him by Vaughan. York Johnson up to Sharon and bounces away from Cardinal Newman striker. Game has just settled down since the goal was scored. Said when it was 0-0 that it was probably likely to be the case, given how fast proceedings started. Has understandably just settled down somewhat since Hartpury got themselves ahead. Long from Matthews. Frustrated there was Mackenzie that he wasn't able to bring it under his spell. Lots of the ball in the air so far. On a few occasions it's gone back and forth over the halfway line or thereabouts like that. Nice touch, really well done from Kobe Farrell in midfield. Out to Zacchieri. Davis goes down under the challenge, which, much to the dismay and bemusement of the Hartpury defender, does win the free kick. Let's take a look again. Yeah, well, you can see why it was given. Definite contact, wasn't there, from Morgan Ewing, who was pleading his case to the referee, but not the right call from our referee. So another opportunity then, this time for Cardinal Newman to send some players forward from the back and load the penalty area. Once more the referee wanting a word or two, so just delays this free kick being taken. So taken now then towards the back post, and powering highest was Regan Davis. Over the top of Joshua Roddy, but it was a difficult ask for him to divert it where he wanted, goal bound. Another good set piece delivery nonetheless though, and certainly on the first 27 minutes of this game, and the showing across that time so far, you wouldn't be surprised if a set piece did prove to be the route to another goal for either of these teams. Secchieri bundled off the ball. Into the danger area it goes again, Vaughan. Reid trying to make something of it in the second phase, but he was just backtracking there from an offside position. Ryan Reid. It was the first offside caught against Hartpury. Through the legs of Ewing, but couldn't find a teammate. And the header away from York Johnson. Collected in midfield by Overy. Has Secchieri ahead of him. Can he get that to keep it in play? He will just about do so, but again it was a good challenge from Roddy, and what's more, it's actually the beneficiary of the throw-in going his team's way as well. I think he's been excellent in this first half, Joshua Roddy, the Hartpury right back. He's definitely frustrated Secchieri. Morgan tried to be positive and progress the play past Charlie Matthews. Matthews did well to get his body in the way and see it out for the throw. Double substitution going to happen shortly. You can see there two players ready to be introduced for Cardinal Newman. I think Greg Coleman is one of those being ready to number 12. We'll wait and see who the other to be introduced is. Secchieri tries to take it on the chest. Difficult ask for him to control that sort of a long ball though. Lucas with the ball at his feet again. He's seen a lot of it so far. Happy to go back to and use their goalkeeper in possession, Cardinal Newman. Davis. Secchieri gets past Roddy that time. Superbly well done from Secchieri to begin with, but then couldn't quite pick the pass at the crucial moment. Just maybe with a little bit of a rush of blood to the head. I think he might have had more time than he realised there, Secchieri, to pick a pass. It's the first time that he's managed to get the better of Roddy down that wing. Oh, that's loose, and was there a pull back there on Ryan Reid? The referee says no and allows the game to flow freely. Certainly took a chance though, Forbes Parker, the Cardinal Newman centre-back, after a loose touch. There's definite contact with Reid. Whether Reid would have got there or not is a different question, but as you can see, definitely had a pull back at the Hartpury striker. He can count himself fortunate that the officials didn't pick up on that. I think probably the goalkeeper was going to get there first anyway, but it doesn't mean it's not a foul. As I say, he took a big chance, Forbes Parker, but ultimately one which he got a little bit of fortune from. There is Greg Coleman, you can see, still waiting in the wings to be introduced. Morgan held up possession well. Bonwick Adams drives into the space which presented itself in front of him. Now Overy, out to Sekieri. Roddy won the ball that time, then the shot was deflected, but actually off his own teammate. Last touch came back off Sekieri. And I think we will now see this double substitution. Cardinal Newman boss there, Jay Lovett, who's currently the first team coach at Burgess Hill, as well as taking charge of this Cardinal Newman team. And no, we're still awaiting those changes being made, so waiting for the right moment. Again, the referee looks over to his fourth official to see if they want to make the changes, but again, I don't think they are going to. Towering header, well met in the air. There, good leap from Dylan John. Morgan goes for the return pass. Nice give and go interchange play, and Morgan takes it on as well into the area. Can he pick somebody out centrally? He can, and it's goal bound, and it's off the post. Well, I was about to say it's in. Huge let off there for Hartpury. And somehow Cardinal Newman still behind. Wonderful play from the skipper Morgan. Picked the pass out with the cutback. There were a couple of green and white shirts there as well, who I think deliberately left it as they might have been offside. Thought it was going in anyway, and back off the post it came. Smallwood pounced upon it after, but he'll be very relieved to see the woodwork there come to his team's rescue. Just guided it there, Jake King. Didn't do anything wrong, really. Ever so unfortunate for Cardinal Newman that that one hasn't found the back of the net. And like I say, a huge let off for Hartpury. Well, they'll feel that it should be 1-1 Cardinal Newman now. But in a positive sense, they'll want to get the ball out wide to Morgan more frequently, because it was excellent wing play from the skipper. On we go though, still at 1-0. Matthews delivers first time, comfortable clearance away. Header from McKenzie, running to traffic. Callis Sharon couldn't, to begin with, bring it under his control, but now he does link the play well. Again, they're trying to find Morgan, but it's an overhit pass. Here's a replay of the chance then. Great cutback from Morgan. Begging to find the back of the net, just waiting for the net to ripple. Everybody was there, I think. Jake King with his head in his hands. That was the case for both of those waiting to come on for Cardinal Newman as well. I don't think they could quite believe it all round there. Here's Kobe Farrell. Farrell trying to switch the play. Met well though by Matthews. He'll have been dreaming last night, I'm sure, of lifting the trophy, getting his hands on the silverware come full time. Long way to go yet, of course. Two captains actually in that direct duel, aren't they, with Matthews, the Hartpury left back, and Morgan playing on the right wing. The Cardinal Newman. Farrell finding Sekieri. Roddy again with a really well-timed tackle. Ball broke back to Cardinal Newman though. Here's Overy. Trying to skip his way through a crowd of players at the edge of the box. Went to ground there, outside the area. Jake King, but the referee didn't feel there was a foul in there anyhow. Forbes Parker to Security. Again, Roddy wins the ball. Definitely does feel as though the pendulum is beginning to swing back in Cardinal Newman's favour. Still behind on the scoreboard, but in terms of the overall play and the momentum of the game, and that's probably a contributing factor as well as to why Jay Lovett, the Cardinal Newman boss, has just chosen to hold back on the two substitutes that it looked as though were going to be coming on. York Johnson. Morgan gets away from the first challenge. Centre-backs had to come across there to meet him, and that time it was doubled up on in the end, and it was Hayden Evans who made the block. Standout player for Cardinal Newman so far though, Morgan. Understandably just trying to get his breath back because he's been heavily involved in recent minutes. As we move towards the final 5 minutes of the first half. So corner taken into a dangerous area again. There were half-hearted appeals for handball. Didn't seem to be anything in there from initial viewing. Once more, it was a really good corner kick delivery. McKenzie now for Hartpury, with options ahead of him as well. Takes it on alone, goes into the box, goes down. The referee gives nothing. I wonder whether he was going to actually caution McKenzie for simulation, but wasn't the case either. Just allowed the game to carry on. An interesting one to see back and see if there was any contact. Here's the replay for you. Might have been contact. It was probably outside the area anyway. You can see what he felt of it. See if this angle shows us any better. Well, he definitely put a foot in there, didn't he? And McKenzie tried to ride the challenge. And has he been shown the yellow card there for his complaints, or the referee has given the yellow card there to McKenzie? Whether it was something which he said afterwards, complaining dissent towards the referee maybe. Harry McKenzie, confirmation of his yellow card. Like I say, you can understand why he was frustrated, because there was the leg left dangled in there. Tried to ride the challenge. Maybe tried to make sure he went down in the box rather than outside of it as well. In the end, got nothing. And ended up with the game's first caution. Offside, flag up. Just got a shot of the Cardinal Newman coaching team once again. Jay Lovett assisted by Ryan Norcross in the technical area, who's currently the head of academy, coaches in Brighton and Hove Albion's academy actually as well. It's Hartpury again on the attack, but that's far too close. Across from Vaughan to Lucas. Good defending from Kelly. Made sure, given that the ball was there to win, that that one was going to be won by him. Tracked Sharon all the way as well. Morgan. Corner given. Referee's assistant, the linesman there, clearly pointing at Harry Mackenzie as if to say that he got the final touch. That was when they were appealing for handball from the previous corner. Certainly don't think there was enough of a handball offence in there for a penalty, as this latest corner is flicked on, and then a foul on the goalkeeper. Surely is the referee just allowing the advantage to be played, as he's got the ball in his hands anyway. Smallwood. Once more, another corner which was initially won by the attacking team. Both defences have struggled to make first contact defending set plays like that. Smallwood distributing long. Nice touch, and completely bypassed Cardinal Newman man as well, and the effort from outside the area there from Alex Knight. Opened up for a shot. Just straight at Lucas though. Roddy with a good header. So we wait to see how much time will be added on at the end of the first half. It's the first half which has gone by relatively incident-free in terms of stoppages. Had a couple of early changes, didn't we, when Tom Secchieri was seen to by the Cardinal Newman physio, and of course the goal celebration as well. We wouldn't expect there to be too much time added on come the end of the first 45, which is just seconds away now. See if we can get an indication from the fourth official. And that substitutes board as well. Matthews throwing. Came off Ethan Vaughan for the goal kick. Just the 1 minute added on at the end of the half. 1 minute of stoppage time for Hartpury to see through with this slender advantage still intact. Overy infield, but he's put King under a lot of unnecessary pressure, and there might be one final first half chance here for Hartpury to double the lead. Mackenzie. Well blocked, and there was 3 green shirts around him. Morgan. Sharon does well, nice skill. Then the backtracking Hayden Evans with an important toe to the ball. He's played the minute which was indicated, and that sees us through to the midway point, half-time. Hartpury with this 1-0 lead then going into the interval. The goal coming from a corner which wasn't dealt with by the Cardinal Newman goalkeeper. Lucas just palming the ball down into the danger zone. Morgan Ewing and Harry Mackenzie both went at it from close range, and ultimately the ball bundled home for the most important moment of that first half. You can see the half-time score there. We'll leave you for the half-time break with the half-time highlights as well, but at the midway point it's Hartpury College 1, Cardinal Newman School 0.
Welcome to day 4. Pressure applied. And now they've won the ball well, and there could be an opportunity here, and it's a good save, and it had to be. Impressive work by Thomas Telford, but Orla Cooper springs to action with a really impressive save to deny Darcy Cartwright. She's been lively. Now, here come Blenheim High with Danny Diaz. Gets the shot in, they're claiming a handball, and it's given. It's a handball against Thomas Telford's Sienna Wilson. Really good ball carrying through the centre, and Molly Kavanagh, the referee, was in absolutely no doubt there. It's a really good run from Danny Diaz. Well, it was the number 8 who won the penalty with a shot handled. It's the number 9, Amy Paver, versus Katie J. Smith in the Thomas Telford goal. Amy takes aim and strikes into the back of the net. What a convincing, decisive, emphatic penalty. Powerful poise from Paver. And Blenheim High have taken the lead in the 17th minute in this Arnold Clark Women's Super League final. For the first half, that's a lovely angle. Is it the right pace though? She's going to get there, is the number 21, Ava Lee Walsh. They're really oozing confidence now as that shot zooms over the bar. Another good attack. That was quite a nice effort actually, wasn't it? Wasn't a million miles away. Deceptively so. Nice touch on the half volley. Skipper. In it comes. It's a good one. Now, well, this would be a way to atone for giving the penalty away. Forward from the back. Sienna Wilson felt she was harshly judged when she was deemed to handle and the pen was given, but up the other end, she nearly got herself a goal there. Good corner kick, headed down, took a ricochet, one touch to control. It's brilliant defending. Will Alice be in Wonderland at Stoke? Well, her team are ahead, but they've got to do some defending here. It took 2 of them. Good teamwork there by Erin Huntley. And then Aina Patel spotted the danger. That's really good from her, because once again it was Maya Yee, dancing feet, good pace and power, and Patel potential targets here. In it comes from the left wing, right boot, header! Oh, it's in off the post! Well, that is quite something. It's a really good connection. And Thomas Telford are level. What a corner kick, and what a finish. Betha Maria, that was sensational stuff. A really good cross in from the left wing, right boot, perfect trajectory, and that is an exquisite header. Really strong. Judge the flights, ball onto the head. I think that's Roberts who's come on. Now, opportunity for Blenheim High. Good block. That's fabulous from Wilson, because Alice Balam got the shot away, wins a corner, end to end. Balam took it in field, she had to be careful. It. Great technique, and that was very close. Now it's Noor, she's in, and she scored! It's the number 14, Dior Noor, with the goal. They've retaken the lead just after Danny Diaz had come close with a long-range strike. It's Dior, delighted, dynamic and deft with the finish. She's still on the turf there. Absolutely thrilled with that. Fine finish. She drew the keeper. Katie J. Smith came out to try and close down the angle, was threaded forward. Amy Paver got the first goal from the penalty spot. Now she's got some sublime balance and forward thrust. But that's a really good save. How important that save going to be? It's another chance here for a header. Another save, is it? No, it's in. Alice Balam. Alice in Wonderland. for Blenheim High. They've got the third goal. Good ball in. She met it with purpose, with positivity, and with sufficient power, despite the touch of Katie J. Smith. And it's the third goal for Blenheim High. And Thomas Telford going to come back. Another really good ball in by Patel. And a fine header by Alice Balam, who's been a brilliant substitute. She came on for Averlee Walsh in the first half, and she's constantly threatened. Nimble, twinkle toes. And now Dior Noor. Can she get past the keeper? Brave goalkeeping. Danger hasn't gone though. It's with Lawrence with the cutback. Surely it's another one. No, didn't quite get the power. Lawrence. And now it's with Delaney. Balam. On she goes, gets into the penalty area with the cutback, and it should be 4, will it? No, left-footed and in! And that puts the cap on it, and it's the captain, Mia Delaney, has been a driving force throughout. Balam inevitably involved, and she made no mistake with the finish, and they know the job is done now. There's no doubt at all, they will be the champions. It's been a phenomenal second half performance. And one of the scorers, Alice Balam, with the bursting run, the surging run into the penalty area. Zoe Lawrence got involved with the layoff. And trophy after trophy. And we'd have it no other way. 89th minute, oh, she keeps it. What a performance this has been. Alice Balam gets the crossover, and it's another one. It's 5 for Blenheim High. And in the right place there, Innes James, popular scorer. She loves that. Balam with yet another assist. They're going goal crazy at Stoke. Stellar, stunning, sensational from Blenheim High. They started the game well with the early goal from Amy Paver with a penalty. They were pegged back to 1-1, but there's been only one team in it in the second half. Alice Balam, who I'm announcing as player of the match. No question about that, really, for me. Since she's come on, she's constantly tormented the Thomas Telford defence. Phenomenal in the second half, but I have to say, for consistently threatening, she didn't start the game either. The player of the match is the number 16, Alice Balam. There's the final whistle. Celebration time for Blenheim High. They've run out convincing, comfortable winners. Thomas Telford gave it their all. They were right in the game at half-time, but that was a stunning second-half display. Get ready, and it's time for us to express our emotion, to show our jubilation. They're the winners of the Arnold Clark Women's Super League Final. Blenheim High School have done it. And they've shown real patience there. Here's the lift. There you go. Bouncing up and down. 5 goals, 5-star, high fives. They were brilliant and worthy winners. Congratulations to Blenheim High. A very warm welcome. welcome to day 4.
Welcome back then for the second half of the Esfa Under-18 Men's Super League final here at the home of Stoke City FC. It's currently 1-0 at the midway point to Hartpury College, who are, as we stand, on course to getting their hands on the trophy come full time, but still very much work to do for them here in the second 45. Cardinal Newman School will have other ideas about the course of the game across the second half. Goal coming after 14 minutes from a corner. Lucas, the Cardinal Newman goalkeeper, palmed it down into the 6-yard box in an unorthodox sort of way. Morgan Ewing and Harry Mackenzie both getting their toe to the ball to tow it over the line. It's difficult to see whose toe it was who got the final touch. And either way, it's the goal that's given Hartpury their half-time lead here. So the players back out onto the pitch then. It was great watching that first half, hoping for more of the same across the second 45. Very open game with chances at both ends as well between two well-matched teams. Like I say, still plenty of time for the course of this game to change, as we're about to get underway for the second period. Hartpury will be playing from left to right in the second half. Cardinal Newman attacking the goal to the left. Back underway, and off it goes from that kick-off routine. All the way through, though, to Ryan Smallwood. Smallwood short with the distribution to Dylan John. Good challenge in midfield to put it out for the first throw-in of the second half. Ollie Dada taking that throw-in, so he's been introduced at half-time. Try and work out exactly who he's replaced. That changed during the break. But yeah, Ollie Dada, the number 16 for Cardinal Newman School, on and seemingly playing in the left-back position. Can't see Regan Davis out there at the moment, who was the left-back in the first half, so perhaps a like-for-like change made by Jay Lovett. Ever so close to equalising, didn't they? Cardinal Newman School when they hit the post through Jake King after great work from Theo Morgan down the right wing. And the cut back to King. They'll probably feel hard done by that they weren't on level terms given that chance at half-time, but got to keep their heads held high, and like I say, a long way to go. Slow start to the second half, both teams just settling back down into the game. Breaks in midfield here for Hartpury to bring the ball forward, and there's runners either side of Alex Knight as well. Opts to go left. Knight wants it played back into his path and has it now. Knight picks out a good-looking delivery as well, but it's really good defending from Dada, a half-time substitute. So too this man, Craig Coleman. So I presume those were the two waiting to come on in the first half and then were never introduced. Have now been brought onto the field at half-time. Craig Coleman and Ollie Dada introduced for Cardinal Newman. He'll be happy though, Spencer Hamilton. And Ian Richardson alongside him in the Hartpury College technical area. Throwing from Bonwick Adams. Oh, and the referee's pointing for a penalty. Well, slight confusion because the ball was definitely won to begin with, but perhaps it's the intensity of the follow-through of the challenge. They can't believe it here, Hartpury. But Cardinal Newman been awarded a spot kick. There's the replay. I mean, he got to the ball. He definitely took the ball first, Sam Kelly. And you can see the expression on the face of the Hartpury defender. I mean, he definitely caught him. There's no question of that. Morgan was caught in the aftermath. And the referee, somewhat controversially, there'll definitely be questions asked if they do equalise from this. It's going to be a spot kick and a huge opportunity for Cardinal Newman's school to get back on level terms right at the start of this second half. Huge decision from referee Mark Riley. But we'll turn to the spot kick itself for now. Kobe Farrell, the number 6 for Cardinal Newman, is going to take the responsibility on his shoulders. One of the strangest penalties you'll see awarded, I'm sure, at least across the course of this week. But here, can Farrell convert? Up against Smallwood. Referee blows his whistle. Farrell steps left, takes it right-footed and scores! Slots it away! Cardinal Newman back on level terms. 1 each with just 4 minutes played in the second half. Great penalty. Composed, looked at the goalkeeper, saw Smallwood move to his right and just rolled it the other way. Don't think he actually looked at the ball there at all when he kicked it. Farrell just eyes on the goalkeeper, ultimately winning that battle. Back where we started, both teams with it all to do again. Cardinal Newman very much with their tails up now, having found a way to equalise. Throw for Hartpury, Dylan John. He's going to be the man to take this, lining up a long throw in into the area. High it goes towards the near post, bounces away, and then the clearance from Gray Coleman. I think Secchieri is the other player who's been taken off at half-time, by the way, so Tom Secchieri. And it is Regan Davis, replaced by Gray Coleman and Ollie Dada. Certainly a penalty call which seemed to catch everybody by surprise. Like I say, Sam Kelly definitely took the ball, and then there was contact between the players. The referee felt it was, I only presume he felt it was too forceful a follow through, and there was a bit of a coming together there between playing from either team as well, but nothing in it. Just coming together. Both players back to their feet. In fact, the offside flag was up as well. So the free kick to be taken by Smallwood. Seemed to be pushed there, did Mackenzie. And again, it looks as though there might have been a push in the back of the Hartpury man, but nothing given. Overy. Going for the return ball down the right wing. Joe Overy's got it again. Evans tracking him all the way. Cardinal Newman play back to enjoy a spell of controlled possession. It's been a good start to the second half for them. Aside from just scoring the equaliser, they've been the team on the front foot since the second half restart. Farrell, the man who tucked away that penalty with the header in midfield. Collision with the linesman, and he's flagging for a foul there. The referee's assistant. I know Ryan Reid did really well to get to the ball first and won the free kick. Actually got the replay. just as he was pushed off the pitch. Yeah, he sent the linesman flying as well. We could have had 3 of them down there. Apologising to our referee's assistant. We certainly didn't do anything wrong there, Ryan Reid, as he was just fouled. The momentum took him into the assistant. And the yellow card there shown for the Cardinal Newman offender, who gave away that free kick as well. Now, we saw this in the first half. Interesting for Hartpury, setting up with a line of attacking players ahead of the Cardinal Newman defensive line. And then, of course, they'll move back to an onside position before the kick's taken. It's something which they've clearly worked on. Confirmation that that yellow card was shown to Sam Forbes-Parker as well, the number 4 for Cardinal Newman's school. So he joins Harry McKenzie in the referee's notebook, as those players move back to an onside position, and the free kick taken towards the near post area. And Morgan Ewing was able to meet it, only turn it wide of the post. 1-1. Game now hangs in the balance. And you have to say as well, on the balance of play so far, that's probably fair. Cian Davies, who's coming on here for Hartpury. So Davies replaces Ethan Vaughan. Again, that's similar to the penalty, and again the referee's given the foul. It's actually remarkably similar to the call for the penalty kick, and he's going to caution Dylan John. Well, you can understand their frustrations, because once again he's definitely come and played the ball. It's just his momentum which has taken him in to Gray Coleman that time. A strange call, because he's definitely won the ball. As I say, was the case on the penalty as well. His centre-back partner, Sam Kelly. And John actually cautioned for that one as well. I must say, I think it's just a coming together on both occasions. It's very harsh to be conceding a free kick or worse, a penalty, if you've come through and played the ball like that. Unless there's any clear intention of raising of the studs or the like to really try to endanger the safety of the opponent. It's very uncommon that you see referee penalise challenges like that. So a stoppage in play then. And you could see the Cardinal Newman players just taking the opportunity to come together. With a little bit of a team talk out there on the pitch as well, as the goalkeepers being seen to there by the physio Martin Alps. And the Hartpury players taking the chance to come across to take some messages on board from boss Spencer Hamilton. Some fluids as well. Still a substantial period of the game left, of course, but it is worth mentioning that should it be level come the end of the 90 minutes, then it would be straight to penalties. No extra time on the card, so it would be straight to spot kicks to decide the winner if we are level at the end of the final. But both teams will definitely be wanting to win it in normal time. Joe Overy to take this free kick. He's a player who's actually been on trial at 2 EFL clubs this season, Hull City and Derby County. They've both shown an interest in taking Cardinal Newman number 10. Currently plays his football for Burgess Hill. Not enough on the delivery that time, it was easily cleared away. Now Hartpury will try to counter. Ewing out to Orion Reid. Reid slips a neat ball in the channel for McKenzie. A couple of decoy step overs as Hartpury then keep possession. He's just stumbled and lost track of the ball there, Evans, and it could prove problematic as Cardinal Newman come forward, driving through the heart of the defence there was Overy, but a good, well-timed challenge, towed the ball away. And then the speculative, audacious, long-range effort. Going to take something spectacular to score from that sort of distance. Overy still down at the moment, just getting back to his feet after holding his shin. He's got a little bit more of a difficult job on his hands the second half, the referee, I think. Having given the penalty and all about some scrutiny over his decisions. I'm sure there'll be more as the game goes on. Difficult for a referee on any occasion, but particularly important to keep a lid on things on a finals day like today. Good work from McKenzie. Slightly too much on the pass, which was meant for Reed. Battle for possession, no foul given. Jake King returns the ball back to Lucas. Ewing it was who felt he was being fouled. Header from Bonwick Adams. Taken well by Evans. Now Overy again, the first thought in his mind is to progress things forwards for Cardinal Newman. York Johnson. Oh, and that's good work there from Reed, and he might be through on goal. Reed, good save from Lucas. Might have just read it and seen where Orion Reed was going to try to place the shot. Just stumbled off balance as well as he pulled the trigger there, Orion Reed. It was great work to begin with. He's gone down holding his hamstring. You'd hope it's nothing more than a concern with cramp maybe, but to show you the replay, great play from the Hartpury frontman. And an equally good save, equal to it, Sonny Lucas. It does seem as though he's just struggling with cramp there. Reed, so we'll see if he continues. They are readying a change. Whether it will be Reed to come off or not, we'll soon see. Visayo Adiogun is the man to come on here. By far the best opportunity that Hartpury have created, bar their goal. Still frustrated with himself that he wasn't able to convert it. I think he knows how big a chance it was, but didn't do much wrong. Good save from the goalkeeper as Dylan John, having been cautioned, so perhaps part of the thinking behind making this change, he's replaced. Departs the field of play, and Adiogun comes on in his place. Like for like switch, Adiogun slots into the heart of the defence as Roddy wins that header. Knight. Stepping in there, Bonwick Adams. Good distance on that throw in search of Reed, who was okay after being seen to with that cramp concern. Certainly want to keep an eye on, though. It's a big old pitch out there, of course, for all of the players taking to it across the finals this week. Forbes Parker, who's been the man to start a lot of these Cardinal Newman attacks from back to front. Clear decision that time for referee Riley. The foul, simple one to give. Adiogun losing possession, and this is promising now for Cardinal Newman. It's Coleman into the area. Coleman drills it across. And Morgan couldn't quite get the crucial touch. Just arrived a little late, didn't he, Morgan? Coleman was looking for options in the centre. It was probably too tight an angle to shoot from, hence why Coleman tried to find a teammate. Great work to rob Adiogun of possession. It's a really good recovery actually from Charlie Matthews, the Hartpury captain. Would have been there to slot home for Morgan, but for his defensive work, just did enough to bundle Morgan off the ball. Dangerous game in the area, of course, but just did enough. Good defensive work from the Hartpury captain. Another one down, struggling with cramp. It's where the two managers might have to look deeper into their substitutes bench. Hartpury with the 5 substitute options available to use across the course of the game. Cardinal Newman with just the 4, but nonetheless the options are there for the two team managers if changes do need to be made. Good to see the highlights from the Under-18 Women's Super League final at half-time as well, by the way. Congratulations to Blenheim High School, who won that one 5-1. Don't think we're quite going to get as many goals in the men's final here, and I think this race might be run at the moment. The Cardinal Newman player still being seen to. I think the signal to the bench was for a substitute to be readied. Just the 1 minute of added time at the end of the first half. We can already say with certainty that it's going to be more than that come the end of the 90. I think they're watching it back on their phone there from the live stream. They're watching back the referee's decision, the penalty. Interesting to see, isn't it? Shake of the head. He's not happy that penalty was given there, Dylan John. So we'll restart with the throw-in. Charlie Matthews takes it back to his goalkeeper. Flicked on by Vaughan, but to nobody in particular.
Camera 4, I'm just going to change the battery, alright? I'll be 2 seconds.
Coleman. His first touch just invited Roddy to make the challenge. I think he's been less tested in the second half, Joshua Roddy, since Secchieri was replaced at half-time. Nonetheless, it's been a good display from the Hartpury right-back. So substitution here, Alex Knight, the latest player to make way. Coming on, number 14, Luke Jones. Jones, who's one of 2 players who has recently been involved with the England Under-18 schoolboys national team as well, alongside Charlie Matthews, the captain. So a little bit of international experience and perhaps therefore firepower off the Hartpury bench. We'll see if he can make his mark on the game. Matthews there with the throw-in. Reed. Work from Reed, and it bounces in the area for Davies. Jones with his first touch. Hartpury trying to see the momentum swing back in their favour. Too tough an ask it proved there for Orion Reed to keep the ball in play. Still, this game hangs on a knife edge. You can sense the tension in the game as well, and I think the stoppages in the second half have probably contributed to the lack of rhythm for both teams. That cross is far too close to the goalkeeper. Lucas again opting to go long in search of Kalashauer. Josiah Kalashauer, the Cardinal Newman frontman, who's actually played internationally as well for Trinidad and Tobago under-17s. Set to join Swansea City in the summer, I'm told. Morgan clipped there by Roddy, and I'd be surprised if there was a caution too, but the referee may be taking a more lenient view in terms of keeping the card in the pocket. Definite foul, and we'll have the free kick to follow for Cardinal Newman. Just swapped wings there, hasn't he, Theo Morgan? Was playing on the right side previously, but over on the left wing, therefore up against Roddy now. Referee just pacing out the requisite distance for the one-man Hartpury wall. Free kick, similar to a corner. Setup's not that similar though. But it's hung up high into the area, and it's just wide from Kobe Farrell. Big chance that for Cardinal Newman. Nearly had the game spun on its head since half-time. Great delivery from King. Powering in with the header there, Farrell. Just directed it the wrong side of the post. Already out of play. So is the assistant, so Hartpury get on with things quickly and take that throw in fast. Reed driving into the penalty area, Orion Reed, and it's a good piece of defending because that was crucial. Forbes Parker beaten by the quality of the dribble from Orion Reed, and again it was put into a dangerous area. Like I said in the first half, so many of the opportunities that are being created are coming from those wide positions. Ultimately the case at the other end with the latest chance we just saw from that free kick as well. Again, the wide delivery in a different sort of sense, but much of the game going round the outsides. Hasn't been a case of either side trying to play through the heart of the midfield. It's the wide areas where they both look most dangerous. Reed fouled there by King. And his involvement, you feel, just beginning to grow in the game. Orion Reed was isolated at times, leading the line in the first half, but been able to link the play better in the second period. Matthews takes it short. Davies out to Mackenzie. Back to Davies to deliver again. Long towards the back post. It was met by Adiogan. Cardinal Newman trying to kickstart the counter-attack. Referee thought the challenge was fair. Goalkeeper Smallwood has come a long way, but with good reason, as he deals with that for his defence. Just struggling at the moment in midfield, Hayden Evans. Not moving freely. Oh, that's great. Really well done from Mackenzie as he plays the cutback. And then the bouncing effort through to goalkeeper Lucas from Davies. Not the connection that Cian Davies needed. How about the skill from Harry Mackenzie again? Sakieri back on, by the way. He's been reintroduced with the number 18 shirt now, remember, after changing from number 7 early on in the game. So Sakieri's gone over on the right wing, and we're going to see another substitution here for Cardinal Newman 2. Charlie Clayton, the number 13, is the latest player to be called upon. And I think he's coming on for Sam Forbes-Parker. Again, another one of those on a yellow card. There's also a change for Hartpury as well. Brian Stalley, number 16, also making his introduction to the game. We're into the final 15 minutes of the regular 90. A reminder that it would be straight to penalties if it stays this way. Nicely done from Coleman. I think he's done well since coming on. It's a good pass out to Sakieri. Carlos Sharon, who started the game with great intensity, tried to set the tone for the press, if you remember, for Cardinal Newman on a couple of occasions, that time with something similar as he applied the pressure to ultimately lead to the winning of the throw-in. Smallwood again with the ball. Adiogan, who's settled now after the error straight after coming on. He's definitely settled down into the game since that point. Latest change. Ethan Vaughan, having started the game and then being replaced, is being reintroduced, and Orion Reid, who remember was struggling with cramp a little earlier on in the half as well, is the man who makes way for him. So no goal today for the Hartpury top scorer. Of course, they could still bring him back on if they want to, and certainly wouldn't be surprised to see him reintroduced if it goes to penalties. You usually see strikers step up to the plate in a penalty shootout. Morgan, good tackle from Roddy again. We've said that plenty of times today. Morgan, good skill though, and then close attendance to help Roddy out that time was Luke Jones. Corner. Goalkeeper always looked favourite to gather. It was a good catch, made sure there were no loose ends to be picked up on as well, and he's kick-started the counter-attack. Good recovery though from the backtracking Farrell. He's had a really good second half in central midfield, as well as tucking the penalty away. Morgan to Sakieri. Back into the path of Theo Morgan, now Callis Sharon. Can he get a shot away here? Callis Sharon just couldn't quite get the ball out of his feet how he wanted. Secchieri. Morgan knew he was in an offside position, therefore left the ball. Dropping down from the sunlight again, could have proven tricky for Ollie Dada, but he won the header. Cardinal Newman now on top. I think that's definitely fair to say, but still there remains the opportunities for Hartpury, those transitional counter-attacking moments. Cardinal Newman will be well aware of that as well. Here's Coleman. Roddy trying to win the free kick to prevent the corner, didn't do so. It is another set piece. There's been a handful of them across the game. We've already seen how dangerous both teams can be from these sorts of dead ball deliveries. So 2 hands in the air is the signal once again towards the back post. Callis Sharon's there and it's in! Cardinal Newman wheel away to celebrate, and they've spun this game on its head in the second half. Great delivery from the corner, and Cardinal Newman will feel that that's just what they deserve. Somewhat like Hartpury's goal, there were 2 players there in close proximity, and I think the last touch came off Callis Sharon. Dada with the initial header. Maybe this angle will clear it up better for us. Great corner, goalkeeper was boxed in there. Was it Callis Sharon's touch or off the defender last? It was Dada with the header. And whether it came off Callis Sharon or the defender, it doesn't really matter. Cardinal Newman from 1-0 down, 2-1 up. He'll certainly be claiming it, won't he, having headed it there, Ollie Dada. I think we'll give him the benefit of the doubt that it didn't touch his own teammate. So now the onus back on Hartpury to try to find a response. And they've turned once again to their bench. Jamie Creed, the number 17, comes on. Nine minutes plus stoppage time thereabouts left now here for Hartpury to salvage this. I might have an opportunity to do so here, but it's good defending. Look at that for a defensive intervention from Dada as well. Playing with full confidence now, as he rightly should be. Exactly what you want from your substitutes, isn't it? To come on and make an impact in the way in which he has. Kelly won the header. Of course, if Cardinal Newman do go on to win this game as well, it only puts a further spotlight on the decision to give the penalty that ultimately got them back into the game. That will be analysed and perhaps, I'm sure from a Hartpury point of view, criticised as well. And Ryan Reid, after a short rest, was only taken off 5 or so minutes ago, is back on here in an attacking change. He's on to replace Charlie Matthews, so they're going to have to roll the dice at some point, and I think that is definitely a roll of the dice from the Hartpury manager. Just going to see if they're going to switch to a back 3 there. There's certainly going to be some reshuffling in the defensive department with Matthews having gone off. Reid trying to find McKenzie, but uncharacteristic of Harry McKenzie, and perhaps a sign of just fatigue coming into play at this late stage as well now. He wasn't able to control that pass. So they're 7 minutes plus stoppage time away. from going all the way out of the group stage. Their under-18 men's team in this National Super League for the first time since the competition began. Progressed through to the final and they're on course to win it. Despondency on the Hartpury bench, but there's still time left. The race isn't run yet, and I can assure you from plenty of experience watching these schools national finals, do often throw up late twists. Test of the mentality for Cardinal Newman to see it through more than anything else as well now. And Reed again frustrated with the referee because he thought he was fouled. Lucas will eat away at a few more precious seconds. Forward first time there from Ewing. It's a good pass as well out to find Mackenzie. Good work from Harry Mackenzie into the area of the deflection. A double deflection off the Cardinal Newman defenders. And Sonny Lucas, the grateful goalkeeper who was able to pounce.
We need to be near second.
Good work again from Mackenzie, it must be said.
Can't daydream, we've got to go and do it.
The first touch was troublesome. The second, I think he just caught his own goalkeeper there as well. You can see why he's stayed down and will require some seeing to there, the goalkeeper. The first touch could have taken it anywhere, as he had a swipe at it as well there, Bonwick Adams. Could easily have taken it out of the path of goalkeeper Lucas. Brave goalkeeping, crucial goalkeeping from the Cardinal Newman number one. Hasn't had too much to do today in terms of regular save-making action, as he might have expected more of Lucas, but that was a really critical piece of brave goalkeeping.
Nice. Gray, tuck in again more. Tuck in.
Craig Holman just receiving some instructions there from Cardinal Newman coaches. Just being told to tuck in a little bit more in defence, I think, and trying to solidify this defensive structure that I will hope sees them through to full time. Foul given there in midfield. King just looking across to the coaches here to ask whether he has the permission to take this one regularly or if they should try and keep the ball. Does take it in a more regular sense in the end as it's kicked into the penalty area and the header away from Knight. Jones came back off York Johnson. Of course, the other thing that comes into play at this late stage is the Player of the Match award. I'll give myself just a couple more minutes to think about that one. Certainly plenty of players who've put their name in the hat for it. Do stick with us come full time as well, because we will bring you the trophy and medal presentation ceremony. As the header there from Coleman took the ball away. Cardinal Newman throw. And with every passing second, this task in hand just gets even more difficult now for Hartpury. Sure, they'll be hoping for a substantial period of stoppage time as well. I think that probably should be 4-5 minutes at least, maybe. We'll see what's added on. Into the final 90 seconds of the 90 minutes. Throw-in taken long down the line. Sharon went to ground with a contact, but not a foul. Hartpury will continue to fight until the very end, I'm sure. It's not for a lack of effort that they find themselves behind at all. Just hasn't gone their way, particularly in this second half. We're going to turn to Dylan John. Long throw-in to try to change that. Good distance. Bounces back down out here for Reed. John's delivery drops slightly short of where it would have best been placed. Reed is close to it. So too the goalkeeper. Reed stays down. Nothing doing for the referee. Again, brave and somewhat adventurous goalkeeping from Lucas, but he did the job. Coleman now. Evades the defender. Is it going to be kept in play by Morgan? Yes, it is. Still going, isn't he, the skipper? Wins Cardinal. Newman the throw-in as well. Here's the replay then. It was a lofty back into the penalty area. Difficult to see from that one. I thought to begin with that Lucas came and took the ball. As you see, it was played back in there from Davies. Tried to send it goal-bound Reed, but Lucas doing enough. That one's hacked over the crossbar. 8 minutes added on. 8 minutes of stoppage time here. Said at least 4 or 5. Well, we've seen 8 indicated, so plenty of time for Hartpury College to force a penalty shootout. What you would say on that penalty appeal as well for Hartpury, and what they might say is that, okay, maybe the goalkeeper took the ball, but if we're going to go with along the lines of consistency, so did our defender when he saw the penalty given against him. In truth, I don't think either of them were penalties. One of them given, and they'll be frustrated that the other one wasn't. Nice touch from Mackenzie. Could he be the man to spark something here for Hartpury? But it's Cardinal Newman who are on the attack, and he's going to drive all the way through here. Bearing down on goal, one-on-one, but it's a good save from Smallwood, who keeps Hartpury in with a chance. Sharon was down. He's out of the game at the moment. Despite the fact that they were on the attack, he couldn't get back to his feet to help. Now at the other end, Reed plays it through. No offside flag, but it was what Cardinal Newman were asking for, and it was not what was needed from Vaughan in the end. Here's a replay of that. Great work from Jake King. Drove through the heart of the Hartpury defence as they'd committed bodies further upfield, looking for the equaliser, and Smallwood, as I say, just ensures that his team still have a chance of finding a late equaliser. Sharon, you can see there on the replay, nothing he could do to help. And he's still down as well, Josiah Sharon. So I think we're going to see these 2 changes. Regan Davis to come back on, and George Rollinson to come on for the first time. It's a bit of a case of being thrown into the deep end, isn't it? Being asked to come on to help see the job through like this late on. What's the task in hand here for Rawlingson? You'd have to only presume that Sharon will be one of the 2 to come off. Knight withdrawn for Hartpury, and Adeogun is coming on in his place. Adeogun, who started the game on the bench, came on for a little bit, went back off, and now he's back on. He's playing in the centre-back role, but you'd imagine he might play in a more attacking way here, given the context of the game. And there we see Sharon replaced. So you definitely expect the referee to add a little extra on at the end of the 98. Nervy moments for Cardinal Newman's score. Good header, they might be through here to finish things off. Gray Coleman just slowed down a little, but here's Coleman still! Drilled it across the face of goal again, and Sekieri just a second away from meeting it. Wonder whether he could have thrown himself at that, Sekieri. They might have an opportunity here, it's Reed. Driving into the box here. Reed scores! Can you believe it? Hartpury have equalised in stoppage time. And it's their talisman, their top scorer this season. Oh, Ryan Reed has come up with the goods late on here for Hartpury College. Wonderful scenes. Great finish. Lucas couldn't get there. And it looks as though we're heading for the drama of a penalty shootout. He got a hand to it, Lucas, but he could only palm it into the back of the net. Couldn't keep it out. Oh, Ryan Reed, the man of the moment for Hartpury. And surely now, it's going to be spot kicks to decide the winner. Jubilation. Just look at the joy for the Hartpury players. Look at that for a celebration. Heartbreak for Cardinal Newman. And there's still maybe even time for a winner, you know, because like I said, we'll probably pay past the 98. No foul, says the referee. Couple of minutes at least still to play. Let's commit to a player of the match then, and I'm going to go for the Cardinal Newman skipper. Theo Morgan, for me, has been the standout player today. Plenty of players, like I said earlier, who have been in the running for that, but Morgan, particularly in the second half, has really shone, I think, for Cardinal Newman, so he's going to be the player, regardless of what happens here, to pick up that award. There's the effort on goal, and it took a deflection as well. Jamie Creed, the substitute, very nearly won it. In fairness, I think the deflection took it closer to goal than further away, but it will be a corner. Cardinal Newman nearly going from being 2-1 up to 3-2 down in stoppage time there. There's the header goal bound, and it's held on to. Hugely important save. So, spot kicks imminent then, and given that, we're going to see a substitution or two here for players who you imagine being brought on specifically for the spot kicks. So coming back on, Josiah Kalasharan. He was the player who was down. and struggling with injury, but he's brought back on for a penalty. We're just going to see the game out here. Taking your time over sending it long, if indeed it is to go long here, Smallwood. They're the side with the momentum going into the shootout, of course, having equalised late. It's not always the side who equalise late, or the side who win it in the lottery of the spot kick style. McKenzie. Over the top, and there might be a late chance here for Coleman. Cuts it back. Coleman has it again. Rawlingson to Coleman. Can he shoot? Yes, he can, but it's saved. What a way to win it that would have been. Craig Coleman just stinging the palms of Smallwood in the Hartpury goal. Either side of him, it probably would have been in. Only needed a slight deflection as well, as two Hartpury defenders threw their bodies at it. Look at that reaction from Jay Lovett. You can sense the tension. You really can. Nearly played 100 minutes. Surely this, the final action. The referee puts the whistle in his mouth and blows it to signal the end of what has been an enthralling ESFA Under-18 Men's Super League final. But still, nothing to separate the teams. 1-0 it was at half-time to Hartpury, but then Cardinal Newman came back. And with the help, perhaps, of a controversial penalty call, they got back on level terms and then got themselves in front. Ollie Dada's header, it looked as though it was going to be the winning goal, but Ryan Reid, with a quite dramatic late equaliser for Hartpury College to force the penalty shootout. 2-2 at the end of the 90 minutes, at the end of the 100 minutes given the stoppage time, and still we're no closer to deciding the winner. Stick with us, the penalty shootout is coming your way next. So here we go then, the most dramatic way to win a cup final. Penalty shootout it is. It's the two captains there, with the referee to the coin toss to decide who's going to take first. What an opportunity for the two goalkeepers as well, Ryan Smallwood and Sonny Lucas. Can either of the two shot stoppers really make themselves a hero here? Whatever happens in the shootout, it will be dramatic. As if we haven't already had enough drama with the stoppage time equaliser. Both goalkeepers just being spoken to by referee Riley. We've got our linesman there to make sure that they stay with at least foot on or above the line as well when the ball's kicked. It's going to be Hartpury to take first. Keane Davies to take the first spot kick here for Hartpury. Davies, left-footed, it's saved! Lucas keeps the first penalty out. And it's an early advantage for Cardinal Newman in the shootout. Not a bad penalty from Davies, but it's a good save, isn't it, from Lucas? Advantage Cardinal Newman. If the player who scored the spot kick in normal time, then the equalising goal, Kobe Farrell, can convert here again. Take two. Farrell, who went to the goalkeeper's left, goes that way again, and it's the same outcome. Very similar penalty in actual fact. Cardinal Newman one in front then.
Save again, Simon! Save again!
Up next for Hartpury, another one of the substitutes, Jamie Creed. Creed converts. Good penalty. Goalkeeper went the wrong way. Cooley slotted away spot kick. So one each having been scored then, but of course Hartpury having taken the extra penalty. Gray Coleman up next here for Cardinal Newman. Coleman saved by Smallwood. Brilliant stop from the Hartpury goalkeeper. Went flying across to his left and was able to get a big, strong left hand to it to keep it out. Wonderful stop. Both sides having taken two, both scoring one and seeing one saved. Luke Jones saved again! Kept out with the legs of Lucas that time. Tried to go down the middle, I think. It certainly wasn't near the corner. And Lucas comes up trumps with yet another stop. Not the best penalty. Still needed saving. Lucas went the right way. So can Cardinal Newman now here take full advantage? It's Tom Sacchieri. And he scores! 2-1 in the shootout with 3 taken each. And this now feels like a must-score spot kick for Reed. So Orion Reed, the man who's forced this shootout with his stoppage time equaliser. Steps left, stutters in the run-up and smashes it home. Said it felt like it was a must-score penalty. It has been scored. 2 each, but Hartpury have taken one more. So the ball now back in Cardinal Newman's court. Josiah Kalisharan, the Trinidad and Tobago under-17 international. What a penalty! That's by far the pick of the bunch so far. No goalkeeper in the world is going to keep that out. As cool as you like, as well, as he took a little stutter as he stepped up to the ball. That's how you take a penalty. So the last one for Hartpury felt like it was must score. This actually is. No room for error. Ethan Vaughan, the player who the responsibility here falls to. Vaughan must score, and does. Sent Lucas the wrong way, and Vaughan converts his spot kick in the shootout. So, with 9 penalties taken, the opportunity now for Cardinal Newman to win it with the 10th. And it's Jake King. We've had the chance to put the game to bed, remember, in stoppage time, as he went through one-on-one. Couldn't do so then. Can he win it now here? Jake King does win it! Cardinal Newman, the champions of the Esfa Under-18 Men's Super League competition. They've come back off the canvas. Ryan Reid with the stoppage time equalizer, and it looked as though it was going away from Cardinal Newman then. But pure determination and a set of really high quality penalties sees them win it. Jubilation in the celebrations. Jake King, the hero, with the final spot kick. Sonny Lucas, the goalkeeper, more than playing his part in winning it as well, as he kept 2 of the Hartpury penalties out. And it's Cardinal Newman's school who, for the first time in their history, are soon to be crowned the Under-18 Men's Super League champions. That was the penalty that won it. He'll enjoy those celebrations, I'm sure. A moment to remember for every single one of the Cardinal Newman players, but particularly Jake King with the winning penalty. Commiserations to Hartpury. They came so close and showed great mentality themselves to take it all the way. Always the worst way to lose it.
Come on!
But always the best way to win it. What an action shot replay that is. Well, they've just played a very long, hard-fought 90 minutes, but they still have plenty of energy left to celebrate. Adrenaline running right throughout the Cardinal Newman players. They've won it in the penalty shootout after a 2-2 draw across the 90 minutes. It's Cardinal Newman school who get over the line. Presentation's coming next. Oh, and not what you want to see, as there's a bit of a coming together between the 2 groups of players, just as they were setting up for the presentation there, and tempers beginning to boil over, having to be held back. Ryan Reid. You can understand the frustrations for Hartpury College, losing it in such dramatic fashion. The referee maybe with a bit of sorting out to do post-match, post-penalty shootout as well. Just when you think the drama's over. I think it's the goalkeeper being spoken to as well by the referee. And a yellow card shown to Sonny Lucas. Not sure whether he instigated those frustrations. I think he wants to show another yellow card as well here, the referee as well. Like I say, with some sorting out to do. Dramatic finish to the game, a dramatic penalty shootout. dramatic coming together between the two groups of players after the full-time whistle, following the shootout as well. It's all calmed down now, which is good to see. And the presentation will be happening any minute now.
Massive 1-2 point from all sides for a thrilling match this evening in the English Schools Football Association National Finals. Let's give both of our teams a big, huge round of applause. Hartpury College and Cardinal School. This evening's presentation is being made by the English Schools Football Association Chairman Nick Loftus and Arnold Clark, Steve Shune. As we crown our winners of the English Schools Football Association Arnold Clark Under 18 Men's Super League final winners this evening. Before we get
so time for the trophy to be presented then, as you can see, 2-2 after 90 minutes. Cardinal Newman scored. The winners 4-3 in the penalty shootout after the 10 spot kicks were taken. Jake King, the man to convert the final one of those. I'm sure the celebrations will continue long into the evening for Cardinal Newman School. As firstly, match officials come forward to take their medals. The referee Mark Riley, his assistants Andy Biggin, Kyle Rowlands, the fourth official, who was Rob Lewis today. The presentations here being made by the English Schools FA Chair Nick Loftus, and from our sponsors Arnold Clark, Steve Shune as well on hand to make these presentations. As the skipper comes forward for Cardinal Newman School, he'll soon get his hands on the trophy. He's already got his hands on that player of the match one there. Like I said, there were plenty of players who were in the running for it. Of course, the goal scorers, Toby Farrell, who converted his penalty in the shootout as well as in normal time. I must say, plenty of players across the Hartpury College team as well who were standouts. Harry McKenzie was brilliant. Josh Roddy I alluded to right throughout. Certainly suspect that those two will have careers going forwards in the professional game. So many players in the top levels of professional football have had to come back from defeats like this. You hear the stories of players missing penalties in shootouts but going on to build their careers, use it as a learning curve and a stepping stone from that. Of course, right now it's not what they'll be thinking about. Overall, the emotion is understandably disappointment. Like I said, it's the worst way to lose the game. So hopefully once the dust settles, they'll realise their achievement in reaching the final today as well. Came so close. Remember having lost in the final last year as well. It's going to hurt just as much. But they'll be back, Hartpury College. There's no doubt about that. And so too will this team. And this school, Cardinal Newman School, who are so often so successful in the national competitions across the age groups and different competitions, but it's the first time that they've won this particular one. Their name will be added to the Under-18 Men's Super League competition, the prestigious trophy. 5 years since the Super League competition was formed. Cardinal Newman School, the latest winners, as each and every one of the players come forward to take their medals. They've all played their part, not just today, but across the course of the season as a whole as well, in the games in which were played to reach this final stage. Like I said, they beat last year's champions, Barking Abbey School, in the semi-final. Prior to that, they needed extra time to beat Shenfield High. But they found a way to win, each and every one. The players taking their medals, truly deserving of them. And a word for the coaching staff as well, Jay Lovett, Ryan Norcross and Andy Evnett. Who, it must be said, understandably looked frustrated and despondent when it seemed as though they were going to lose out after conceding in stoppage time. But what a job they've done with this group of players as well. The trophy soon to be handed over then. They're just going to pose for a few more final official photographs to remember the occasion. An occasion which will stay with this Cardinal Newman School group of players for the rest of their lives, I'm sure. So the trophy to be handed over, as it's Cardinal Newman School who celebrate. A huge congratulations to them, the champions of the English Schools FA Under-18 Men's Super League in 2025. An enthralling contest right from start to finish. Behind at half-time, remember, got themselves in front, and then the late dramatic equaliser to take us all the way to penalties. But it was Cardinal Newman School who, with a great bunch of spot kicks and a great bunch of players there, have won it this year. Congratulations to them.